Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. When it comes to the weapon updates that we see within Warzone and Modern Warfare 3, really just Call of Duty in general, season over season, it's become a pretty standard thing, especially now that we have aftermarket parts and whatnot. Almost every season right now is seeing anywhere between 4 to 5 new weapons drop, and then a handful of aftermarket parts through the weekly challenges, and then also some surprise ones, like we just saw the Lockman Shroud full auto aftermarket part and a Renetti aftermarket part drop, and they weren't really talked about until we discovered that they were actually live in game. And with that being said, there's been a lot of weapon updates, both new weapons and aftermarket parts and various things like that, that have been leaked and rumored over the past several days, weeks, and even months, surprisingly enough. And so today I wanted to run through all of the current future weapon updates that we know about post season 4, where obviously several of the previous leaks have now come to fruition, because I've seen a lot of questions about certain weapons that we've heard about before, either not being out by now or other things of that nature. So initially, a couple of brand new weapons that we already have confirmed to be coming in just a few weeks time: the Spaz 12 shotgun known as the Reclaimer, and then also the Sledgehammer melee. As mentioned, these are officially confirmed. They're on the roadmap, they are in the reveal blogs and whatnot. We do have a little bit more info about the Spaz 12. Some of this I've actually mentioned because of the dev call that I was a part of prior to season 4 dropping, but the Spaz 12 is going to be one of the more unique weapons that we have in the game because of how many different ways you're going to be able to use this and how many different ways you're going to be able to build it. So with the Spaz 12, there's going to be actual trigger options or behavior options for it. You can use it as a pump shotgun, similar to the OG Spaz 12 from MWIII 2009. There's also going to be a semi-auto version of it, similar to the Spaz 12s that we've seen within the Black Ops franchise over the years. And reportedly, because of some new leaks that have surfaced, the Spaz is also going to end up getting a new aftermarket part in the future to make it akimbo as well. So that's obviously something you were able to do back in the day. And with this, I'm really curious to see if you're able to use it akimbo in pump action, but then also akimbo in semi-auto as well, and kind of have that same unique characteristic to it. Either way, like I said, between pump action, semi-auto, and akimbo, the Spaz is going to have so many different class setups that'll work for it. Now, whether or not they'll all be viable or one in specific will be super broken and super powerful, that's to be seen. We'll obviously get more info on that when it's actually out, but definitely something to keep an eye on there. Then the Sledgehammer for another confirmed update. That's very basic. We know that's just coming as a new melee with Season 4 Reloaded. Now, you may recall back prior to season 4, we were talking some leaks and rumors just post like season 3 Reloaded. I think even just after the season 3 update as well, about some new game files that were updated with future references for upcoming weapons. One of them being the STG rifle, obviously one that we saw back in Vanguard most recently. And obviously season 4 is here now. We have the full roadmap, and there is no mention of the STG. So I've seen a lot of questions. What happened to that? And obviously, since it's not official, it was just a leak to begin with, there's no official comms on that saying, hey, it's canceled, or hey, it's delayed, or this, that, whatever else. Really, at the end of the day, just because it's a leak, it doesn't mean any time frame is set in stone. While sure, if a weapon's added to the files with a Reloaded update, more often than not, it ends up being added to the game with the next seasonal update. So like, if a weapon comes with season 2 Reloaded in the files, it'll drop in season 3. That happens a lot of the time. However, that's not guaranteed. Like for instance, the M4 aftermarket part that we got with week 1, that was leaked since like the end of season 2, I want to say, maybe early season 3, and we only just got it. So the time frame on these is fluid. It could always be changing, getting pushed back. Sometimes maybe they're getting pushed up. So the STG is still a possible new rifle that we could see further on down the road. I'd almost expect it because Sledgehammer is definitely going all in on sort of throwback weapons from other games of theirs, whether it be Vanguard, Advanced Warfare. We'll talk about some other stuff like that here in just a few moments, but the STG rifle is still in the game files as a leaked weapon, so we could see that one coming up. Another one that we've had in the files for a long time now is the compound bow with various different arrow types. So like there'd be explosive arrows, there'd be a standard like direct impact arrow, sticky arrows, gas arrows, all sorts of stuff like that to be a little bit more obnoxious and sort of toxic, no pun intended, with some of the actual arrow types there and how you could impact gameplay with that. But then also it'd be more standard like a crossbow would with its basic arrows or explosive tip arrows, right? So that's been one again that we've had for a long time, since like season 2, that ultimately seems to have just been pushed back further and further. Again, no official communication on that because it is just a leak, but still one that we've got on the sort of agenda or to-do list or checklist, if you will, for potential future weapon updates. We also now just recently got some new weapons added to the files with Season 4. We covered these in our, major leaks video a few days back, but since we're recapping all the currently known weapons, wanted to bring them up here. The RPL-80 LMG is one of the newest options here, so we could see this with Season 5 or potentially even Season 6. Again, time frames not set in stone. And then right alongside that, the HCAR battle rifle, which is basically the bar, but a little bit more modern. Obviously, we had the bar back in Vanguard, another sledgehammer weapon, so wouldn't be too surprised if we saw that one return as well. And by the way, I should mention as we're going through all these weapon updates here, as we get more and more official information on these or we see new leaks surface regarding this stuff, I always got you guys covered with the need to know info right as it happens, so feel free to hit that subscribe button to stay up to date, guarantee you never miss another video. And if you enjoy this one, do me a favor and drop a like on it, it's always really appreciated. Now, as I alluded to earlier, Sledgehammer likes their throwbacks, Sledgehammer likes their nostalgia, and another one of the leaked aftermarket weapons or weapon updates that we got recently was in regards to the MWIII. And with this, it'd basically be changing the weapon via aftermarket parts to be the blunderbuss shotgun. Originally, we had some files for this leak back towards the Season 3 Reloaded update, and then with Season 4, even more updates happened for this aftermarket part, so it seems like this one is all but officially confirmed at this point, basically adding in an entirely new weapon, changing it from a sniper to a shotgun. Obviously, that's a drastic, sort of transformation there. We also have less detailed aftermarket parts coming up for the RPK LMG from MWIII, and then also the RAL LMG from MWIII. I will say, for the most part so far, while it's cool a lot of older MWIII weapons are getting amps and they're getting, updates to maybe shed some more light on them, the aftermarket parts don't usually end up being that crazy. Like, for instance, some of them are just very underwhelming. They don't actually make the weapon feel all that better, or they're just not balanced to a state where they're competitive with other options in that general like meta niche, whether it's close range, long range, whatever the case might be. I hope that changes and it sort of adds more parity into the conversion kit meta and into the aftermarket part sort of niche there. So it's just, something to actually go after rather than, oh, that aftermarket part's out, well, it's not very good, so I don't know if I'm going to go for that. I like the idea of having good aftermarket parts so that you are enticed to go through and unlock them, and it gives you something to do, and it makes the meta more competitive, right? Then lastly here, another melee weapon that's recently leaked out is another pickaxe. It's not like an exact one-to-one of like an ice pick or something. It's just another pickaxe variant. Melee weapons, for the most part, are pretty basic. We get the one-off ones that might have like a faster, swing speed or more lunge or whatever the case is. But for the most part, they're usually just reskins of like a knife with various movement speed updates or swing speed updates. One-off things like that. Ultimately, they're not things that are nearly as hyped as, a new long-range weapon or a new close-range option or significant aftermarket part upgrades, things of that nature. But across the board, we got a lot of variety when it comes to future weapon updates that we know about now. Like I said, some of these are brand new that we only just talked about a little bit ago. Others have sort of maybe been forgotten because they were leaked several months back and we really haven't seen much for them, surface in recent times. So nice little collection and recap of all of the weapon updates that we are aware of at the moment. As we get new intel, as we get new leaks or even official confirmations, I'll be sure to keep you guys in the loop. So hit that subscribe button on your way out to guarantee you're always up to date with all things going on in COD. And if you enjoyed the video, a like rating would be much appreciated. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.